Hi, JKN here, and this video will be a continuation and final part of the rarest knife finishes in CSGO. If you haven't seen the first part of the series, I highly suggest you watch the first part so that you could be on track on what we have already covered, link down below. But without any further ado, let's get right into it. Now, let's start the final part with the Forest DD-Pad's brother, the StatTrak Factory New Boreal Forest. Like the DD-Pad, this finish is very hard to get in StatTrak Factory New conditions because, like every knife on this list, the float is capped at 0.06, so your odds are abysmal to get this thing in good condition. And just like the Forest DD-Pad, this finish is regarded as one of the worst types that you can unbox. When it comes to the odds, for instance, let's take the Horizon case. There are 52 different knives that you can unbox, and 4 of those can be the Boreal Forest. The Talon knife, which is the most common out of the 4, with 6 being unboxed. The Ursus knife, of which there are no StatTrak Factory New variants. The Stiletto knife, of which there are only 3 in existence. And the Navaja knife, of which there are also only 3 that were ever opened. But it's no surprise that these knives are really rare, as the odds to get a StatTrak Factory New Boreal Forest from the Horizon case, and in every other case where these knives can be opened, is an abysmal 1,80,286,720 chance. So if you are after a quote-unquote cheap knife skin, because they are relatively cheap for what they are, and they are very scarce, then this finish might actually be worth a look. Another very rare knife is the StatTrak Factory New Scorched. This finish is also regarded as being one of the lesser desired ones, but that doesn't stop the prices from being absurdly high for these things. But that's most definitely due to collectors wanting to obtain them, which, as the video suggests, are very hard to come by in StatTrak Factory conditions due to the wear, like most knives on this list, being capped at an abysmal rate, making these also a 1 in 8,286,720 occurrence. When speaking about the finish itself, is far from the most beautiful, and to add insult to injury, due to the float range being absurd on these things, they wear like crap. So the only thing that is keeping this finish from being neglected by the entire community, at least in my opinion, is the rarity. Now, the second rarest and newest knife finish on this list is the StatTrak Factory New Night Stripe, i.e. the Dark Urban Mask. This knife style was introduced in August of 2018 and is the replacement for the Night knives, which is a finish I'd already reviewed in the first part. So as much as I want the old knights to come back, I still personally like this finish as it's still very simplistic, which the old Night knives are known for. Only problem with these things is that, like the Knights, they wear horribly, and good condition ones in StatTrak are incredibly hard to come by, which is not a big shocker as the supply is practically non-existent due to the odds of getting one from a case is the same like in every single other knife case, 1 in 8,286,720 probability. As an example, there are 4 Night Stripe Navaja knives in existence, 2 skeleton knives, and only 1 Talon knife. So safe to say, this finish, even though it's not liked by many, is still without a doubt a collector's item. And the rarest knives in existence that I want to look at in this video are the Doppler knives, specifically the StatTrak Minimal Wear Black Pearls. Now, the interesting thing with the Doppler lineup is that their highest possible float is 0.08, meaning most of the time you will always get a factory new variant from a case. Since the highest wear value caps at such a low point, these things are surprisingly very hard to get in minimal wear, meaning for every 28,500 Doppler knives unboxed, only one of those Doppler knives will be minimal wear. And that's not even factoring in the odds to get a knife in the first place, which, to refresh your mind, is 1 in 384. Then you have to factor in the odds of that knife being a Doppler finish, which is 1 in 171,000. Then you have to factor in that can be a Black Pearl, which is the rarest Doppler type to get, making up only 1% of all Doppler knives. So safe to assume that it's a 1 in 100 chance. And lastly, you have to factor in Black Pearls can be gotten in StatTrak, which is a 1 in 10 chance. So add that all up, and your chance to unbox a StatTrak minimal wear Doppler Black Pearl is approximately 1 in 66 million. That is a huge number. So to give you an idea as to how insane those odds are, you are approximately 4 times more likely to unbox a souvenir of Dragonlore twice in a row. You also have the same approximate likelihood to open at least 6 Katowice 2014 Titan or other Kato Hollows again in a row. And you are also more common to unbox at least 4 other StatTrak knives again in a row. And there are more stupidly unrealistic examples that I can give, but it's already hard enough to wrap your head around such odds. But surprisingly, these knives do exist. For instance, there is a StatTrak minimal wear black pearl bayonet, the regular one. Unsurprisingly, it's a 1 of 1. There are surprisingly, however, 2 minimal wear karambits, 2 gut knives, 1 flip knife, 1 talon knife, 1 navaja knife, and 1 set of shadow daggers. That's it. There are only 9 StatTrak minimal wear black pearls in existence across all knives available in that finish. And that's not even excluding potentially banned accounts. So if you want to have the rarest of the rarest knives, this finish is a clear winner. So that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed the final part of this series, and hopefully the 5 people that are gonna see this video haven't been waiting too long for me to post this, as I was on holiday, but that's besides the point. I'm JKN, showing you that luck can be insane sometimes. Peace out.